Wicked Metal Reviews.
What's up?
What's up, man?
It's us in our review of Destiny. How you doing, Keith?
No, I'm doing alright. How about you? How about you, Luke? How you doing?
I'm tired.
Tired? Gotcha.
Yeah.
Why are you tired?
Because I work.
Because you're playing too much Destiny?
Probably.
Probably. That probably has something to do with it.
Yeah.
If you've been living under a rock, Destiny came out. Destiny is probably the biggest game of 2014, and it's here. It's on the PS4, the PS3, Xbox One, the 360. We played it on PS4, and we're here to share our thoughts on everything about this game.
Yeah. Let's start with, I guess,
The
probably my biggest gripe with the game.
which is the story.
What story?
Yeah, there's something that kind of resembles a story in this, but I mean,
There's a plot, but we don't know exactly what is going on.
well, okay, there is a story. There is a sequence of events that I guess if you look into it, I mean, you can kind of follow it, but it's a lot of figuring out why things are happening
Yeah.
and who people are. It doesn't really explain it that well.
It's a lot of unnecessary reading
Yeah,
on Bungie.net.
Yeah.
Everything it says, go to Bungie.net.
I mean,
Now,
that's the thing. I think that kind of thing is. I think they might have taken that as, oh, a lot of people like to read in on the internet. But I like to do it as like, oh, I like the game, I want to read into it more. Not that in order for me to understand the game, I have to read into it.
yeah.
Usually you want to read more because you want to learn more. Because you're already really invested and you already know a lot. You just want to know more.
Yeah.
Now you're kind of forced to do it because you really don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
I mean,
And-
maybe they're trying to go for the whole, here, like, we're going to try to make it interesting and get you to learn more. But, I mean, sometimes it just does, I don't think it works that well, at least this.
Do you feel like we got a complete story here?
No. Well, they're probably writing this game's story to last
Sequentially.
for 10 years or whatever.
And so, it's...
But still, it should have been a complete story, or it should have at least felt complete in the first game. Still been left open for
At least
future,
let me know, what the fuck is the darkness? Because that's all you heard about, but no one really knows what it is.
I read something that blew my mind today, that you are the darkness. Because you were dead, and now you're like an undead person.
Oh, alright.
It was a theory.
Okay.
It blew my mind.
I think,
Whatever. Anyways,
alright.
I think this story sucks asshole, but I think this world is absolutely incredible.
Oh,
This
yeah.
world is absolutely fully realized, and it's amazing, and you're like, that looks so cool. Like you do the strike on Venus or something, the Nexus. You're like, look at this Nexus. This is fucking insane.
Yeah.
What is it? Oh, you have to go to Bungie.net to read about it. You know, it would have been nice to have something explained there. And you know, sometimes it is explained, but it's so poorly explained, you know. I feel all the races are really, really well done. They're all very unique. They're all very fun to fight. The Vex are very well realized. The other ones you really don't know a whole lot about.
The only thing I kind of picked up on was that maybe that I always forget the names of the guys that are on Mars.
Cabal.
The Cabal. I feel like they were probably like down like they're probably like Mars native, because one you don't see them anywhere else, whereas I think all the other ones you see them in at least a couple places.
Yeah.
But like what I
But
mean?
like you go to Mars and there's all these structures there, but
You
they're
don't know
all
what they're
fucking
from.
tore apart, and you're like, well,
What happened?
What happened here?
It was the
No,
collapse.
I don't know.
They said it's the collapse, and it's like, oh, but what was the collapse?
Yeah.
I know shit went down, but what kind of shit went down?
Yeah, I'm not saying this game needs to spoon feed you everything, but it needs to, at least as a brand new IP and being the first game, it needs to give you enough to where you're like, cool.
I'm now
Halo
invested
Combat
in the story.
Evolved gave you enough.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is fucking sick. This story is awesome. This has great gameplay. And it built on that in future installments. And it just built the story. And the story here feels like such an afterthought to me. Like, they're like, oh yeah, we need a story.
It gets a little better towards the later part, but not too much.
It's
Yeah.
like in the middle of the game, there's this cutscene. There's like some tension in it. You're like, all right, this is intriguing. Who the fuck are these people? I don't know who these people
Yeah.
are. What's their purpose? You know, why am I randomly going to these people? And you know, there's a lack of substantial characters that I think really hurts this
Ghost
game
could have been
as well.
much better
There's
written.
Dinklebot, and that's kind of
Dinklebot
it.
could have been Dinklebot could have been much better written.
Yeah.
I'm not
There's-
saying Peter Dinklage does a terrible job doing his voice acting, but like,
It's just his purpose.
yeah,
The other thing that I think hurts the story, which I'm going to say this right now, probably if you sit there and you do if you just do the daily story mission that comes out, which I do usually every day now. Individually, each mission is okay. It's pretty good. They're okay. But then it's that they're all kind of the same. And when you start doing them one after another and after another, that's when the mission structure starts to get. I feel like you're defending Dinklebot all the time, which is cool when it happens once, like in a mission. If it happens once in a mission, like you play one mission, it's like, okay, I gotta defend him, boom. But then we think about it, it's like, I'm always defending you, and then it's like
The mission structure is really bad in this game. It's not all the time. Like the mission where you get the sword.
That's
Like,
pretty cool.
fucking cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool.
Or
This is awesome.
What is it on Mars where you're in the shoot anything with a red eye? That one mission.
Yeah.
That I was fucking losing my shit because literally you can't see anything but red eyes
Yeah.
and nothing else.
Mm-hmm. But it's just defending a lot. To me, the missions feel very Gears of War Judgment like. They're split up. They're not thought out well enough.
not cool. I wish
Kind of sucks.
the story was a little bit more of a. Instead of you have to opt into the story each time, you can opt out of the story at any time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of having basically, you exit out of the story and then you have to go into the next mission. It's like it'll automatically you just go through and it's like, oh, okay, I want to stop. I want to go hand in all the shit that I got, whatever. Instead of going back into orbit after every single mission. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That would be maybe help the
Well, and also because
the continuity of the story.
loading screens are so goddamn long.
But it's such a
Yeah,
good
they
game.
are long.
But
But
it's not Skyrim bad though.
No.
no. But it does have a lot to load in
Yeah.
to where you can.
But it's
kinda
like-
forget it.
I can understand in Skyrim because you have this huge, vast area that you're loading in all at once, and you can go to it
Yeah.
But think about how
at
many more
any
polygons
time, and
this
there's
has.
so much you can go.
Yeah.
Think about how many more polygons this probably has though.
True,
I-
but the area you can explore just doesn't feel as big as Skyrim.
I have two things to say to that. The loading screens kind of do suck. And sometimes it really sucks when you're like, I just want to go to the tower, decrypt this thing, hand in my bounty, and get right back to it. But you're
Yeah.
sitting in loading screens for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And that kind of draws you out of the experience. It would have been nice if they were a little shorter. But at the same time, I can forgive the loading screens because this game plays so buttery smooth.
I've only ever
very
had
smooth.
one frame rate problem. That was
This is a steady 1080p, 60 frames per second. It is
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
We don't want to make it seem like we're just going to bash on things with the game, but this is still a very good game. It's incredibly pretty to look at. I've taken so many screenshots of this game.
let's
Yeah.
you want to
Might
move
as
on
well just talk about the gameplay.
gameplay.
Okay.
You know,
Basically, you choose a class. You have a super ability, which it's kind of like your ability if you played Borderlands or something like that.
Yeah.
I know the two
it's-
for the Titan. And I think what the supers do in the class setups is actually really cool. I don't know about the other two really, but the Titan, it completely changes how you play that character. It changes the Titan from a tank to a support character when you switch to the defender. It makes it really cool, I think.
Yeah, so far, each class has two different subclasses. Apparently, there might be a third that they have yet to reveal.
Yeah, because there's another.
Yeah,
box.
there's a third box.
Actually,
It's like-
Bungie just said something that their team, the makers of Destiny, are now each week going to be playing in the Crucible on the various systems using things that we haven't seen yet. And if you can beat their team, you get some emblem or something.
oh, that's pretty cool.
But you gotta take a screenshot proof that you beat the Bungie team.
All the classes are pretty neat. They're not incredibly different from one another.
Except
it's
for like,
only really their abilities that they get.
but which sometimes
they're definitely unique enough.
Yeah, sometimes your super changes, like I said, with the Titan, how you play. You know, with if you rocking the Hunter with the golden gun, you're probably going to want to be a little bit farther away because you have one shot. I mean, you kind of don't want to be shot at a lot and then lose that.
Yeah.
But then
the arc blades.
But the arc blades, then you
kinda,
want to be in their face.
You see me go on a rape train
Yeah.
with the arc blades and slaughter like 6 people.
Yeah.
With one super.
Yeah. I don't know, the Warlock second super. I haven't used it yet.
Yeah,
I've been trying to just fill out my first class.
Yeah.
I've wanted to try the Blade Dancer on the Hunter though since like I was looking through it during the beta. And it's like, this looks cool, this looks cool, this looks cool. I want to try it. But you have to be level 15.
The whole character development thing is really fucking deep in this game, where just mixing and matching different abilities for different situations, getting, all the guns are definitely very cool. They all feel very unique from one another.
Yeah.
And it's cool to have kind of your best one that you found in each class. So it's cool how you can kind of mix and match that shit. You can get like bonds to go side with a certain faction, so all your marks go towards that.
Yeah.
The armor system's really deep because not only are you leveling up your character, but you're leveling up your gear at the same time.
Yeah, and you
which
get more
is really
shit.
cool.
And your gear, like some gear has unique abilities or things like that, like a chest piece that might let you carry more auto rifle ammo.
I think the leveling system is kind of okay. This is my opinion. It's okay in the beginning. Like, it's okay, yeah, you're leveling up each individual ability and each gun and each armor. And then once you hit, like, 15 is kind of when it starts to get real, but then 18 is where it really starts to get good. Because 15 is when you get your second subclass. 18 is when you start getting Crucible marks and Vanguard reputation, which is basically saying
really fleshed
you can
out
buy
at
stuff.
least one of your classes.
And then after, there's everything after the soft level cap of 20, which is fun.
Which is, you have to grind, and all your gear has light.
Yeah.
And so you have to just get gear that has lots of light, and that'll boost the up levels. And that's the thing. If you don't like grinding in games,
you're gonna hate this.
You're gonna hate this game
because I've been over 20 for maybe a week now, and I've
been 22 for about a week now. I've probably played a good 15 hours and haven't won.
As I say, I played for 2 days and I'm almost caught up to you though. But like, it's so unbalanced with that. I feel like the grinding wouldn't be as bad. Like if the drops were a little bit more frequent and a little bit better. Now, also, I can get it too. I can understand it too. I mean, you could just do lots of bounties and play lots of strikes, in which you'll get stuff, but then you're getting points to be able to get the fucking armor that you can get from the vendors, which is like 18, which I think, if I did my calculations right by how much I think light does, if you get all the armor that a vendor offers, you can get up to like level 25 with like a guaranteed level 25.
But at the same time, you get this is my second biggest problem with the game is the drop rates
suck.
You get a lot of green. You get a lot of greens.
You pick up a blue engram, which is the blue color is a rare item usually, but you go and decrypt it and it's a green.
Yeah. What happened to me? I got a legendary engram and it turned into a blue. And I was like, don't tease me like that. I haven't gotten a legendary since.
I haven't seen a single legendary.
Now you see, here's the thing. Now I've had the reverse happen where I got a decoherent, whatever, a blue engram, and I got legendary armor out of it. Now it's armor I can't use because it's for goddamn Warlock, but it still counts. So I have that armor there for when I get that out.
I mean, I don't mind that they change like that. That there's a certain excitement factor in that. I don't know what I'm going to get. It would just be nice if the drop rates were fucking way better.
Yeah.
If it had, Borderlands has the perfect drop rate.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like they're like, wow, our gameplay is a lot like Borderlands. We don't want to copy them with our loot drops too.
Yeah, but you should, because they do it right. You should,
because it was perfect. Because Diablo, you get too much shit. Borderlands, you get just enough shit.
But in Diablo, like, look at the drop rate of legendaries in Diablo versus legendaries in
Borderlands. Yeah.
They're probably about the same drop rate for a legendary in both games.
Versus legendaries
just
in
that
this game.
drop rate cut them in half, and you still don't. You're still not. You're still above the fucking drop rate of legendaries in this game.
Yeah.
I've not gotten a legendary engram yet.
Yeah.
I've gotten
one.
No, I did get one, but I got a fucking I got a class item out of it, and I was so it's like, oh, it's for a class item. I was like, no, I just want armor because you can't get a class item.
The only purple thing I have, and it does nothing for my light, is my hunter cloak.
Yeah. So the drop rates kind of suck in this game, but I mean, from just a gameplay standpoint, this game is an absolute fucking blast to play.
Oh yeah, this game's so fun.
It kind of reminds me of Diablo. It's like the story I could toss away, but the game is so fucking fun to play.
I know. It's like that's my thing. Like when I started to get hints that the story was good, it's like I'm just not gonna care, and I don't even care what's happening in the story. I will just shoot shit, and I will have a good time doing it.
Exactly. Like I just want to get back to killing things.
Like the first time you played some missions, there's like, it's not always people are just constantly attacking. There's some moments of tension. Like I was talking about that one Mars mission earlier. And then all of a sudden all hell breaks loose and it's just frantic gunfire for the next 5-10 minutes.
Yeah. I think strikes are like the best thing about this game.
Oh yeah.
You just get a three-man squad and it is just intense as hell. It requires a lot of teamwork, a lot of coordination, and it's the best thing.
Communication is absolutely
I love strikes as well, but my only thing is that I wish that maybe like the it would make it a little bit more interesting if like I mean it might be a little too much to ask, but like it's like you go into a strike and maybe there's certain parts that are like set, like maybe the final boss is set, or like the actual like things you have to do, like in the first one you have to defend Dinklebot for 3 waves and you have to go fight that tank, but then maybe like the last boss is different each time, and it's like that'd be something.
That could be cool because they do get slightly stale. You're doing the same thing over and over.
Even though some of them get fun and intense, like the one with the Archon Priest. Like that one, I still find fun, even though we've done it twice.
I think the fun in doing them over and over again is just like, I got better gear. Let's rack the difficulty up now. Which is cool.
But at the same time, I can see what you're saying. Maybe not change the final boss, but maybe change certain events a little bit during the strike. Like, yeah, you have to defend Dinklebot, but we're going to throw this little curveball in. We're going to maybe start you off fighting, wizards and all that shit.
Yeah.
I feel that just the gunplay and the controls are super fucking solid in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you like Halo, this will feel very familiar to you, even the control scheme, because, everything's the same pretty much. Like R1 or RB is melee. That's melee in Halo. It just feels super solid that way. They definitely nailed that. It was awesome.
What was my one concern? Actually, I mean, I really don't have. Yeah, I mean the gunplay is really good. And again, I mean, and it's another thing that I'm always gonna hope for, that maybe some third-party developer goes the extra distance for. But I mean, just because it's a third-party game, it's not going to happen. I mean, I want, like, touchpad and integration. I mean, they built the game to be able to run if you were to remote play it on the Vita. They couldn't have found, like, here's something a little bit different. You want to activate your super instead of clicking in both things, which, I don't know how, but maybe somehow you can mess up. His swipe up on the touchpad. It's like, and then boom, super or something.
Yeah,
like integrate that a little bit.
What was I going to say? I just feel from a gameplay standpoint, the only way this game's hurt is just by repetitive mission structures.
Yeah.
That's about it.
And then there's the Crucible.
Yeah, and before we get to the Crucible, though, there's also the Tower.
Oh, yeah, the Tower.
Which the Tower is just like the hub of the world. That's where you will see people running around your world.
Dancing
around, having fun. That's kind of where you buy armor, you turn in bounties, you decrypt things.
Yeah.
It's a cool place.
This is... everybody built this game up as an MMO. It's not an MMO,
not an MMO,
but it's damn close. It's literally only missing, I think, 2 major factors of an MMO. And that's the fact that MMOs all run on one server, which, of course, this game doesn't have. And then the other thing is it doesn't have a dedicated economy system. Where it's like, depending, like... Well, even then, if World of Warcraft doesn't have, like, an economy, but it's like there's an in-game economy. Like, a lot of people like people build up money over the years, so now things are twice as expensive if you go to buy it from like people. You know,
Yeah.
it's like it'd be cool if there was that, but it's not.
Yeah.
Because you can't
Yeah,
even
it's-
trade between players in this game.
Yeah, this is like the closest thing to an MMO that you can get. The tower's a really cool place. It's awesome to look out and see the Traveler there, and it's awesome that it has like a daytime cycle.
Yeah, there's a day-night
which is-
cycle.
Yeah, which is awesome. It's like you look out and you see the last city and the Traveler, and you're like, I want to go down there. I
And
want to
it-
learn more about this place.
But you can't go there.
But you can't. Oh, Bungie.net. It's
Bungie.net. Yeah, go to Bungie.
Bungie.net.
But I feel like, again, kind of going back to the missions, like with the patrols. Let me explore more. You gave me this you showed me this vast environment and
Yeah,
all
the
these
thing
grand
is,
vistas, and
I found-
I can't go there.
Exactly. Like in Skyrim, you see this mountain, you're like, you can go there.
Yeah.
In this game, you see this mountain, you're like,
I can't
you
go
can't
there.
go there. I was thinking this game was going to be a little bit more open world,
Yeah,
and I was faced with a little bit of disappointment there. But it's okay.
But well, with the well, I'm forgetting what they're called anymore. We would just roam around the world.
patrols.
Patrols. I did find one cool one. One of the patrols on the moon is you have to go try and kill an ogre, which I could see maybe if you were on the moon at like whatever level it is, like 6.
Yeah,
That you go to the moon, like probably killing that ogre would be the hardest thing ever. Like that's cool, but that's like the only place where there's something like that.
Patrols are about as fun as watching grass grow to me.
Yeah.
I only do it for the bounties, and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be cool to just be like, hey, let's just dick around the world and see what we find. But like,
Maybe if there was
this is
more
slow.
missions, like more randomized missions besides, hey, you're gonna have to kill a bunch of enemies and collect things.
It may be that they make public events happen more, then that would be cool too.
Alright.
I think
there are. I have seen or I have confirmation of worlds that are going to be added.
Oh,
All right, so we have Mercury is going to be added.
alright.
Because I'm looking through the Destiny companion app, which is actually really cool. I'll look through the Grimoire.
yeah, the companion app's really good.
The asteroid belt, but that's where the Awoken are. Jupiter,
Well, Jupiter, because you can't technically land on Jupiter unless
Moons.
something happened to it. Moons, gotcha.
Saturn, again,
Uh-huh.
you got the
The
rings.
rings of
Three-
Saturn.
Yeah, rings of Saturn, and also a lot of moons. So those are the 3 places that I see that have been pretty much confirmed to be in Destiny at a later date.
Okay.
Cool. I think the last thing that we really have to talk about is the Crucible, which is basically the multiplayer. They call it PvP, but I think that's a little ass because this game's not an MMO.
Yes, it's not PvP.
It's multiplayer. There's
But it's
Control.
really the only true player versus player thing in
Yeah.
the game. So.
There's Control, which is basically domination and team deathmatch put together. There's Clash, which is team deathmatch. There's
Yes.
Skirmish, which is
And there's Rumble.
yeah. Skirmish is
3-player
3v3,
tactical. It's
yeah.
3v3 team deathmatch.
Rumble's free for all.
And then there's Salvage.
Which pops up every once in a while.
Yeah.
Every once in a while,
Yeah. Game modes are fantastic. The maps are all fantastic, I think, too. They're really fucking well designed.
I just wish you
It's
could
great.
play a lot more than a couple.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
it's good. Like my 3 favorite maps are Exodus Blue, which I believe is the PlayStation exclusive
Yeah.
map.
And it's on Earth.
The Rusted Lands is another fantastic map, and even though we played it all the time in the beta, I've literally played on it like twice since the beta. I love the Shores of Time.
Yeah, I love it, too.
Shores of Time is like
Yeah.
one of the best multiplayer maps ever.
The 2 bigger maps are good for Control.
Bastion and
Bastion and First Light.
First Light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Did you
definitely
miss
good for
First Light?
Control, but they're not good for not Salvage.
Team Deathmatch or Clash.
Yeah.
Not good for Clash.
Because it's just the map is too big.
I wish that maybe there were, if they did like, instead of just events being like, hey, today you play this game mode, you get double XP. It could be like, hey, play Team Deathmatch, except everybody has, or play Control, everybody has half armor, or something like that, or some kind of weird thing like that.
Or we're gonna, a little more maybe customizable game modes.
Or maybe eventually when I guess maybe when the Iron Banner comes out in October, which is basically saying, you go in, your guns are as good as they do, and your armor is as good as it does. So if you don't have good armor, just turn around and go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna get wrecked.
Multiplayer is really fun. It's very Halo-like.
Yeah.
It requires a lot of teamwork, a lot of coordination, which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
That's the best multiplayer experience to me, instead of the solo lone wolf YOLO.
Running
You know,
gun
you
experience.
can. Here's the thing: it's a mixture of both. I feel you can lone wolf it. It is possible, but you have to have the right weapons, the right kind of gear, the right upgrades.
The right.
So
build.
you need, so it's better to work as a team, but you can't just kind of walk in.
But like working as a team's really cool because we were getting our asses kicked one time. And then we're like, hey, we should start working as a team, and then we came back and fucking dominated. You know?
Yeah.
So it's really rewards that aspect, which is fucking sweet. I just love the multiplayer. I mean, I could play multiplayer all night.
I
It's
feel
a
like there
ton
needs
of
to be
fun.
some balancing with some of the supers. Like,
Well, I mean, supers. But here's the thing: super. It's like you don't get it all the time, and it's if you miss,
Yeah.
you're boned.
Yeah.
but at the same time, like the hunter or not the hunter, the titan, you're pretty much guaranteed to kill someone with your super.
I
The
mean,
warlock,
you
you're
can
pretty much
miss.
guaranteed to kill someone with your super.
You can miss. But I mean, the other thing is that
But
I've
the
done.
hunter with the golden gun, you're not guaranteed to get a hit in 3 shots.
Oh yeah.
With the arc blades, you're not guaranteed to do enough damage to someone to kill them before they can kill you.
I've been wrecked by the arc blade.
Oh, yeah, I
know
don't-
what you're talking
If
about,
they can
homie.
sneak up on you, yeah. But at the same time,
I've had them charge in my face, and I'm putting shotgun.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I put
Putting
a
slugs.
shotgun in 100 spaces. He was a fucking
But
arc blade
but
guy.
I do have the ability on the Titan where I get extra shields after sprinting, and
Yeah.
I've had like somebody throw whatever the
supernova.
supernova, and I just kind of like walked it off because I had the extra shield. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah.
So
They definitely balanced it a lot from the beta, so I
Yeah.
think the multiplayer is really good. It could use maybe a little bit of tweaks. For instance, like scout rifles are useless. It'd be cool if scout rifles were more useful because
I don't know, I was
you
doing
know,
pretty well
it
with
could be
scout
fun.
rifle.
I mean, like
think
maybe make them as powerful, maybe not a little bit less
Yeah.
powerful than snipers, just without the
I
range.
feel like
maybe
if you
like
don't
the
have
maybe
a-
like the original BR.
Yeah.
I feel like if you don't have a pulse rifle or an auto rifle, you really won't do that great. But I mean, sniping's super satisfying. It's just a really good multiplayer. I feel. I really
Yeah.
enjoy it a lot.
And really quickly, what last thing before we end this? What do you want big time out of the expansions? Like,
Story.
yeah,
I just want, I want the story. I don't want to have to go to Bungie. Like, I want to know what the fuck is going on.
To me, there's that, but then I also want to see two things. I want to see, again, like you were saying, these worlds that they're going to be adding in.
Yeah.
I want to see new worlds, but then I also want to see expansion on the existing ones. Like, instead
Yeah.
of just going to old Russia, you can go somewhere else on Earth. Or there's just, you can go to the dark side of the moon, and it's like, you know, cold, and like you kill somebody and their body instantly freezes or something like that. Or
Yeah.
something cool like that. That'd
Or
be really
just
awesome.
give me more to explore. Just open up the areas more.
Yeah,
I
so.
agree. I just want more of everything. I want, mostly just a story though.
Yeah.
If they just add a story, I'll be a happy fucking man.
But
You know-
I had this theory the other night. I forget what night it was, but you know, Borderlands 1. Fun game, great gameplay,
No story.
really no story.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Borderlands 2.
And it had
And
an
it
amazing
just-
story.
It had the story and it was so much better. I feel like
Yeah.
these expansions are going to be probably what adds the story.
Yeah. I feel like expanding the character classes, you know, to just make them even deeper so that like literally there is not a single character that is the same. You know, more RPG like elements would be awesome. More MMO elements. Open it up more. Fuck it, make it an actual MMO. You know, stuff like that I feel could really, really help. I think it could really benefit from an economy system. You know, maybe you don't get a weapon, you're like, hey dude, let me give you this weapon I got for you. I'm completely content with how it is now, but a gift system like in Diablo 3
Would be cool.
would be fucking sweet. This game could take a lot from Diablo 3. It just says a
Yeah.
lot. Diablo does a lot.
It could learn a lot from Diablo 3 and Borderlands.
Man.
Yes, I completely agree. Just kind of more of everything I want, but I think we can all agree that this is a hell of a fucking foundation for a franchise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This was, I mean, for
Sequel bait.
for brand new IP.
Much sequel baits.
For brand new IP, for something that has taken this long to develop,
Yeah.
I feel like, yes, there are things that Bungie stumbled over with the story and certain other aspects, but other aspects are done
Awesome.
fucking perfectly.
Yeah.
Like the graphics, the soundtrack.
Soundtrack's really good.
Soundtrack's
Yeah,
amazing.
I agree. Like, there's a lot. I think the good outweighs the bad in this game. And if you want a game to just play with your buddies, and
This could be one of the
this
games.
is a great fucking experience to have. Probably one of the better ones of the year. So yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for the expansions and whatever else they do with this franchise.
I wish you could skip cutscenes after you've already watched them.
Yeah,
once.
that'd be
That's
great.
true.
That'd be fucking great.
That'd be awesome. I agree with that. Last thing, scores.
Scores. Because I went in like it was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to not listen to too much of the hype, because I mean, no matter what, people always overhype stuff, so I always try to bring it down. I'd still give this maybe like an 8.75 out of 10. It's still a very, very solid game.
I concur. I mean, I feel like this game might have been a little oversold, just a bit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's still a really good game. It's a really good foundation for a new franchise and a new IP. So I'm going to agree with Keith, 8.75.
Yeah, this game was really. It was definitely overhyped. And
Like,
I
in
was
certain
part of
aspects-
the hype train, but
Yeah,
But,
we're guilty of being part of the hype.
I think the hype was too big for this game, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm going to give it an 8.25 out of 10. I started playing this game, I'm like, this is a solid fucking 9.5. And then it just kind of kept going down and down and down as I played it more. But it's still such a good game. Like, when I get on my PS4, I'm like, I want to play other things, but I end up playing Destiny. You know, it's
Yeah.
really fun to play with your friends and stuff. It's a solid fucking experience.
So
And
I was actually going to get
I
on and
love
try
it.
to play a little more Black Flag. It's like, oh, no,
Nope.
everybody's on playing
Everybody's
Destiny.
playing Destiny. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
Exactly. So definitely check out Destiny. Pick Destiny up because it is a solid fucking game. And let's thoughts on Destiny. See you guys later.